Okay, friends, good afternoon. Now, we'll be starting our today's class. Last class, we have discussed these issues like financial leverage, operating leverage, total leverage, analysis of this leverage part we had discussed. Then we had also understood the concept of break-even point, financial break-even point. We have understood. Today we'll be doing a problem. We'll be calculating that financial break-even point. Then we'll move ahead. I am sharing with you the related screen. Just wait a minute. The screen will be shared with you. Just confirm me if it is visible. Any one of you, please confirm me whether it is visible or not. Are you able to
Yes,
see?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you read now? What is the slide right now?
Leverage risk.
Okay. Leverage slide you are able to see. Okay. Just wait a minute. The next slide will be appearing. I think it is taking some time in transmission.
Sir, financial break-even
Financial
point.
leverage. Now only you saw this slide. Okay. Financial break-even point. Okay. Okay. So I understand it is taking some time. But okay. Now last session we had discussed about this thing, financial break-even point. I had explained that in case of liver farm, normally the break-even point is high because there is high fixed cost. Is it not? And in case of unlivered farm,
Yes,
break-even
sir.
point is low because there is low fixed cost. Right? So these two concepts we had discussed. Then I had showed you a comparison, and we are supposed to start this thing, financial break-even point, how to calculate, we are supposed to start. Okay. Now this slide is visible to you. Financial BEP. This slide, are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, how to calculate this financial BEP? Exactly what is the meaning of the financial break-even point? We have discussed this earlier also little bit. So it is the level of earning before interest and taxes. EBIT, or we can call it as a PBIT also, earning before interest and taxes, or profit before interest and taxes. It is a particular level of EBIT which covers all fixed financing costs. So at a particular level of EBIT, entire fixed financial costs are covered. Okay. So it is the level of EBIT at which EPS is zero. Meaning, if I earn that much of money, that much of that is our earning before interest and taxes, there will not be any earning per share because that will just cover my all my variable cost plus fixed cost. So you can say that is the point on EBIT line at which you will not be having any profit, you will not be having any loss also. Okay, that is why it is called as the financial break. Okay, how to compute that thing? That has to be computed by using this following formula. That is interest. Interest, is a kind of fixed cost plus preference dividend divided by 1 minus tax rate. Okay, interest plus preference dividend divided by 1 minus tax rate. Are you reading this formula? Are you able to read it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
okay, we are seeing an example. Let us try with the help of an example. We'll try to compute this. Please read this example. What is there in the question? Can any of you read this example?
ABC Limited has the following capital structure and want to know its financial break-even point.
Okay. So we are supposed to calculate this financial
Equity.
break-even point. Meaning we are supposed to calculate earning before interest and taxes at which EPS will be zero. Right? Why EPS will be zero? Because at that level, all the variable cost and the fixed cost will be covered. Okay. And what is that capital structure? Now read it. Equity shares, how much?
Face value 100
Hmm. Total
rupees
amount
50 lakh.
50 lakh. Then
12% preference share. Face value rupees 100.
hmm,
Um, Total value 50 lakh.
okay.
10% dividend. Face value rupees 100.
Hmm,
Total value 10 lakh. Tax rate 40%.
That is 10% debenture. So have a look at this capital structure. This capital structure is like this. Equity share 50 lakh. Okay. 12%
50
preference
lakh.
share. How much?
50
50.
lakh.
On which you have to pay interest at the rate of 12%. Debentures, how
Yes, sir.
much? 10.
10 lakh.
And rate of interest is 10%. Tax rate is
10%.
40%. So you see,
40%.
here is a fixed cost and here is a fixed
Yes,
cost.
sir.
Okay, so we'll be calculating our financial break-even point by using this formula. Formula is interest plus preference dividend divided by 1 minus tax rate. Then we'll do a kind of cross check. We'll see actually that is my financial break-even point or not. Okay. Now you must be seeing a different slide. Are you seeing a different slide now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So exactly just I'll be showing you. So interest is how much? 1 lakh rupees. How it 1 lakh is computed? Can you say
Yes.
how 1 lakh has come? Because debenture is how much?
10 lakh.
10 lakh. And what is the rate of interest?
10%.
10%. And what is the preference dividend you tell me? Preference shares 50 lakh. Right?
50 lakh.
50 lakh. And
Yes, sir.
12% preference dividend means how much it will be? 12% of
6 lakhs.
6 lakh. Good. So 6 lakh.
6 lakhs.
6 lakh. So if you apply the formula, so interest is 1 lakh, that is 10% of 10 lakh, plus preference dividend is 6 lakh. Okay. Divided by 1 minus tax rate. So 1 minus tax rate is 40%, that is 0. If you solve this equation, you'll be getting 11 lakh. Okay. You'll be getting 11 lakh. So
Yes,
here, by applying this formula, our financial break-even point is 11 lakh. Okay. Are you understanding?
yes,
Now
sir.
let us
Yes, sir.
cross check it. Let us assume financial break-even point is 11 lakh means what? That means if EBIT is 11 lakh or PBIT is 11 lakh, there will not be any EPS. Earning will be zero. For the shareholders, earning will be zero. Okay. And beyond that, if EBIT is there, there will be earning to the shareholders. So we are arriving at a particular point where there is at which shareholders will be earning zero. And beyond that, if EBIT crosses this point, there will be substantial earning to the shareholders. Okay. So we'll cross check this thing. How will cross check? I told you EBIT is how much? 11 lakh. Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
EBIT is
Yes,
how
sir.
much? 11 lakh. Then interest how much
11
will
lakh.
be interest how much will be paid?
1 lakh.
1 lakh. So after payment of interest, my earning before tax remains how much?
10 lakh.
10 lakh. And out of this, tax will be paid how much?
4 lakh.
4 lakh. Then after this, outsiders payments are over. Now preference dividend will be paid. Preference dividend will be paid how much?
6 lakh.
6 lakh. So earnings available for equity shareholders how much? 0. Right?
Nil.
Number of equity shares is
Yes, sir.
500. Consequently, earning per share is also nil. So we have understood here the financial break-even point is 11 lakh. Okay. That means if my EBIT is 11 lakh, at which shareholders are not getting anything. If EBIT is less than 11 lakh, shareholders will incur a loss. And if EBIT is more than 11 lakh, the shareholders will earn something. They will be incurring. They will be end up with some profit. Understood? That is the point of understanding financial break-even. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you understood this concept? This is called financial
Yes,
break-even
sir.
point.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Now we'll move to the next concept that is called indifference point. This is another concept we are going to study. So if you have remembered in our earlier session on this thing, capital structure planning, we have taken an example at different level of EBIT, 5,000, 7,500, 10,000, like this different kind of debt structure we have seen. We have seen at a particular level of EBIT, a particular debt with a particular debt structure, shareholders are earning some money. Okay, or you can say at a particular EBIT, debt is better. Debt is better if EBIT crosses a particular level. Can you recall? We have done a question like this that if EBIT was 10,000 rupees or 10 lakh rupees, something like that, EBIT above that thing, then debt is better. If EBIT is less than that, the debt is not good. That kind of question we had solved in
Not
that.
with.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That kind of question was also there in a study method.
Yes, sir.
So we have done that question. So that 10,000 rupees we have calculated. That is nothing but indifference point. That means अगर EBIT 10,000 होता, तब डेब्ट इक्विटी कॉम्बिनेशन में कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला था in that question, right? 10,000 or 10 lakh ऐसा क्वेश्चन. But EBIT अगर उससे ज्यादा हो रहा है, it is better to go for more debt. If EBIT is less than that, it is better to go for more equity, right? That was the question we have done. Okay, so
Yes.
that point we are going to calculate
Yes.
through this process. This is called as indifference point. Okay, so if you read, can you read the first sentence? It is the point at which
The point at which the
Different
debt ratio gives the same EPS.
okay, that means what we are talking
And
about that whatever might be your debt ratio. Okay, whether a debt equity ratio is 50-50, 60-40 or 80-20, कुछ भी हो जाए debt ratio, it will give you same EPS. Earning per share will not change. That means it is such a level of EBIT at which earning per share will never change. आप debt कुछ भी करो, meaning the capital structure will not have an impact on EPS. That point will be called as indifference point. Okay, it is the level of EBIT beyond which the benefit of financial leverage began to operate. So if you go beyond that, then financial leverage will begin to operate. Means beyond that point, debt is better. Debt is better means when you are introducing debt, you are bringing financial leverage. So financial leverage is better beyond that point. But up to that point, financial leverage is not good. Better capital structure should be equity oriented below that point. Okay, are you understanding me?
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
if the EBIT exceeds that indifference point, then financial leverage is favorable, right? And if it is less than that, the financial leverage is
Yes,
not favorable; it is unfavorable. Better one should go for EPS. One should go for equity. Now, question comes: how to calculate that indifference point? Right? To calculate indifference point, we have to compare, or we have to compare two financial plans. Okay, and we can compute it by using this formula. Can we read this formula? Let us say EBIT minus interest into 1 minus tax, right? Minus PD means preference dividend. Preference dividend into 1 minus tax rate divided by number of equity shares in plan.
1 plus.
Yeah, one. This is number of equity shares in plan A. Plan A means let us say we are thinking one plan, we are thinking this much of debt, this much of equity. So we'll calculating that thing according to plan A. So EBIT minus interest multiplied with 1 minus tax rate minus preference dividend into 1 plus tax rate. Okay, divided by number of equity shares in plan A equal to EBIT minus interest into 1 minus tax rate minus preference dividend into 1 plus tax rate divided by number of equity shares in plan B. Have you understood this? You have not,
Yes, sir.
at this level you may not be able to understand
Yes,
it.
sir.
Are you able to see this formula?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll apply this formula. Now in this formula what we are we are actually equating two situations. One is situation A and situation B.
B.
Both the plans we have, by equating this we will be calculating what is the figure of EBIT. मतलब कौन सा EBIT में this formula will be equal to this formula. दोनों प्लान में तो इक्विटी अलग अलग होगी. Number of equity shares in plan A will be different from number of equity shares in plan B, right? But we are trying to equate them. Okay, we are trying to equalize them, and through this equation we will be able to compute what is this EBIT. EBIT level will be computed by using this formula. Okay.
Yes.
Now what we will
Yes,
do,
sir.
uh, to understand this thing, we will take a question. If you are having pen and paper, just we'll briefly note down some points in this question, then we will be solving it. Need not copy the entire question, only briefly note down. Pen and paper is with you.
Yes, sir.
Just note
Yes,
down
sir.
capital 400 lakh. You see, this question says new project requires a capital outlay of 400 lakhs. You write down capital 400 lakhs. Okay. Have you taken down?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
next point it says the required amount to be raised either fully by equity shares of 100 or by equity shares of the value 200 lakh and by loan of 200 lakh at 15% interest. That means we have two options. Either fully equity, fully equity matlab 400 lakh equity. So you can write plan A is fully equity 400
400.
lakh and plan B equity 200 lakh, 15% loan 200 lakh. Okay, just write down this thing. Okay, what you have written? Equity plan A equity
400 lakh.
400 lakh. Plan B
Loan 200 lakh and equity
loan
200
200
lakh.
lakh and equity 200 lakh.
Equity 200.
200 lakh. Now third point you write down tax is 40%.
Yes, sir.
Tax is 40%. Okay. Now what we are going to do now, we'll be computing EBIT. Okay, EBIT level at which both the plans will give us equal EPS. Okay, plan A's EPS will be equal to plan B's EPS. Okay, so we'll be equating by using this formula. Okay, so now this is plan A's earning per share, and this is plan B's earning per share. So we'll assume that both the case it will be same. At what EBIT that is going to be same, we are going to compute that. Okay, did you understand the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what you will
Yes,
do?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you look at this answers. So here I have taken option A, that is fully equity, or option B, equity plus debt. Two columns. Are you able to see it? All of you are able to see it, or it
Yes,
is
sir.
okay? Plan A 400 lakhs. Plan B first is equity. Plan A 400 lakhs. Plan B
200 lakh.
200 lakh.
200 lakh. Then 15% debt. Plan A how much?
Nil.
Nil. Plan B
200 lakhs.
200 lakh. Okay, this is what you have already noted down. This is from the question. So total capital here also 400 lakh, here also
400.
400 lakh. And number of equity shares in this case how much?
4 lakh.
1.
4 lakh. 4 lakh, right? Because 100 each. Per shares is 100 each, 400 lakh, so 4 lakh. And number of equity shares in plan B how much?
2 lakh.
2 lakh.
2 lakh. All of you are able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what we will do? Now, let us assume this EBIT is X. Let us assume that EBIT in the both the cases are X. Okay. So, our formula is EBIT minus interest into 1 minus tax rate minus preference dividend into 1 plus tax rate divided by number of equity shares in plan A is equal to EBIT minus interest into 1 minus tax rate minus preference dividend 1 plus tax rate divided by number of equity shares in plan B. And this EBIT you want to calculate. So we'll take that figure is X. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
X minus interest is 0. Plan A में तो कोई debt नहीं है. So interest is 0. Right.
Yes, sir.
Multiplied with 1 minus tax rate. 1 minus 0.4 minus preference
Yes, sir.
dividend भी 0. Preference dividend कुछ नहीं है इधर. Whole divided by 4 lakh. 4 lakh is the number of equity shares. is equal to, here also EBIT X, right? EBIT X minus interest. Interest in second case is 30 lakh rupees because 15% of 200 lakh, right? 30 lakh
Yes, sir.
into 1 minus tax rate means 1 minus 0.4. Here we should write a bracket. Minus preference dividend is also 0. Divided by number of equity shares 2 lakh. Okay, now if you equate it, just have a look. If you are going to equate, solve these questions, we will be getting 0.66 divided by 4 lakh is equal to 0.66 minus 18 lakh divided by 2 lakh, or 0.66 is equal to 36 lakh, or x is equal to 60. Just have a look and find out how we are solving. अब देखिए कैसे solution है. If you have any doubt, then let me know. Did you understand, or you got some doubt?
No, sir, no doubt.
No doubt. Okay. So this is how we can calculate. X is 60 lakh. Then what is X?
X is EBIT.
EBIT. So that means what we have called, now we have just computed. That means EBIT is if EBIT is 60,000, then plan A and plan B both will give us equal result. That means earning per shares will be same and the both the options. Okay. Now we'll be testing it. Whether
Yes,
it is same or not, we'll test it. Okay. So here you
Yes,
see, I'm cross checking the answer. EBIT in both the cases, how much? Can you see it? Can you see the slide?
60 lakh.
60 lakh, 60 lakh, all the cases. And interest, it has to be deducted. And plan A, how much is the interest? Plan B, how much is the interest?
Plan
Plan
A
A
0 interest.
0.
Plan B 30
Plan
lakh.
B 30.
Okay, ठीक. And earning before tax,
Plan A 60 lakh. Plan B 30 lakh.
very good. Taxes has to be paid 40% of that. So how much is the taxes?
Plan A 24 lakh. Plan B 12 lakh.
12 lakh. And what is the earning available for equity shareholders? Interest जाने के बाद बाकी जो पैसा रहेगा वो equity shareholder के लिए. So how much money is available for equity shareholders?
Plan A 36 lakh. Plan B 18 lakh.
Okay. And number of equity shares, you know how much?
4 lakh 2 lakh.
And what is EPS?
Plan A 9. Plan B also 9.
So now you have seen at this level of EBIT, even if capital structure is different. Capital structure is different. One case there is debt and equity, another case there is all equity. But still you see EPS is same. Okay. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
How you can calculate it?
Yes,
You
sir.
can
Yes, sir.
calculate it by using this formula. Okay. By using this formula, you will be able to calculate EPS. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood? So today you will see was this problem and solution. This is in your new study material. This concept was introduced. So please go through old study material. I don't think this indifference point has been improved, but a new material it is there. So please go through it. It will be helpful. Okay. So we covered this break-even point, then this point, indifference point. Okay. Now one more concept we are going to cover. This concept is about working capital leverage. This is also a new concept. Okay. And I think it is also there in a new material. So what is that working capital leverage? We are going to understand this. So exactly what is this? This is again a kind of ratio which measures the sensitivity of the return on investment on changes in the level of working capital. That means if working capital changes, what will the impact on return on investment? Okay, if a working capital gets changed, what kind of impact it will be having on the ultimate return of the company? And working capital means what? Working capital means what? Do you understand by working capital?
which is required for day-to-day activities.
Yes, which is required for managing day-to-day activities. So formula wise, we call it the current asset minus current liabilities, is it not? Or we say it the net current asset. Okay,
Yes,
net current asset. That means
yes,
current asset over current liabilities. So net current asset that matters. So in fact, this particular leverage also measures the sensitivity of the ROI, that is return on investment, for changes in the level of current asset. So working capital change होने से ROI कितनी बढ़ेगा और घटेगा, और करंट एसेट चेंज होने से ROI कितनी बढ़ेगा और घटेगा, वो जानने के लिए we calculate this thing that is called as working capital leverage. Okay, understood the meaning?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How this has to be computed?
yes.
There are two formulas. We have to understand these formulas. Percentage change in return on investment. So in two situations, what is the change? And this change has to be converted into percentage. मतलब change 10% बढ़ रहा है, घट रहा है, इसे like 20% बढ़ रहा है, घट रहा है. Percentage change in return on investment divided by denominator. Can you read it?
Percentage change in working capital.
Yes, that is the formula. That means change in ROI by change in working capital. Okay, and this change has to be expressed in percentage,
Yes,
not in amount. Okay, this much percentage divided by this much. This is on one formula to computing working capital leverage. And one more formula is that this is one more formula. Can you read this formula? Here it's okay. Let me explain you first thing. So
capital, current asset by
current asset divided by this is total asset
total asset.
minus this is change in current asset. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so current asset divided by total asset minus change in current asset. This formula is used in a particular situation when we feel that earning, that is return on investment, is not affected by change in current asset. Okay, so we use this formula current asset divided by total asset minus change in current asset. Okay, right. So we'll also apply this formula and solve a question. Okay, are you ready for this? So two formula I told you.
Yeah.
One is current asset divided by total asset minus change in current asset, or percentage change in return on investment divided by percentage change in working capital. But this formula, applying this formula requires that you have to give two situations. Situation 1, situation 2, and you have to compare the changes. Then only you can apply this formula. Okay, otherwise you can apply this formula. In a normal situation, you can apply this formula. Current asset divided by total asset minus change in current asset. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is the question we are going to solve. Okay. Can you read the question? If you are seeing the question, please read it.
Compare the sensitivity earning of the two companies for 30% change in the level of their current assets.
Okay. It means exactly it is calculating you.
The
It is
fixed
telling you to compute working capital leverage. That means if 30% changes happens to the current assets, what will happen to the level of earning? Okay. Two companies are given. Right. Now read the question. Please read the question. Fixed assets.
fixed fixed asset is 4 lakh in company A, and company Y has fixed asset 1 lakh and current asset in X limited 10 lakh and in Y limited 4 lakh.
Okay.
Total asset 14 lakh in case of X limited and 14 lakh in case of Y limited. The earning before interest and tax 1,50,000 in X limited and 1,50,000 in Y limited.
Fine. And you know, working capital leverage has to be computed by using this formula: current asset divided by total asset minus. Okay, carefully see it. It is minus, not
change
plus.
in current asset.
Minus change in current asset. Okay, minus change in current. So apply this formula in the both the cases. Calculate what is the working capital leverage and let me know the answer. Okay.
So change in current asset कितना होगा?
हाँ वो आप कैलकुलेट कीजिए कैसे आपको लग रहा है. You feel whatever you feel, you write. Question says what is the change in current asset? It says 30% change. What is that 30%? What is coming to your mind? You calculate it, then tell me. What is current asset figure? Let us say you will take the X
For
X limited. What is current asset?
10 lakh.
10 lakh. So change is 30%. Now what is the change amount?
3 lakh.
And in
3 lakh.
case
3
it is
lakhs.
a Y limited, what is current asset? How much is current asset?
4 lakh.
4
4
lakh.
lakh.
4 lakh, 30% change. That is 30%. How much?
1,20,000.
1 lakh 20,000.
20,000.
20,000.
1 lakh 20,000. Okay, that is the change. Now apply the formula
Yes.
and tell me what is the working capital limits. Both the cases you have. All of you please try. And once you complete, once your answer is right, then
Yes,
let
sir.
me
0.9090.
know. First case, how much is the answer?
0.9090.
0.9090. Second case, complete Y. Second case, could you compute?
0.2898.
Maybe something like this. Depends upon how much decimals you take. So you can have a look. If you have applied formula like this will be the answer. Okay. Okay. 10 lakh divided by 14 lakh minus 3. Second case 4 lakh divided by 14 lakh minus 1 lakh 20. Okay. I think depends of the something these decimals, but roughly answer
Yes,
is
sir.
like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you able the only catch in the question is that student get confused in calculating the change in current asset.
Yes, sir.
I think you'll be able to do it. Understood this question?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
almost this chapter we have covered. So there is one assignment question. I purposefully do not want to do it here. I'll give it to you. You please try it at home. Question I'll be giving you, answers I'll be giving you in this particular format. You have to do it at home. Okay, this particular question. Very simple question. Only formula has to be applied. You have to practice it. But in between, I'll be covering one more thing. Some queries has been raised. Uh, Let me address that queries. Some doubts. I think many of you might be having that doubt. So I'll go to that particular slide and explain that doubt. Okay, friends. Are you seeing this slide now? Leverage structure. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Huh? You're not seeing? Just wait. It might be. It might take some time. Some of you might be able to see it. Leverage structure slide. Whether all of you are able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All of you?
No, sir.
No. What is showing in your system?
No, sir. For example.
Example. Still you are seeing that example slide. Okay. It will take some time. Let me wait. Let me wait.
Yes, sir.
Could you see now leverage structure?
No, sir.
Is it offering? Showing that
Yes, sir.
process. Are you able to see it now?
No, sir.
Okay, still buffering, no? Okay, okay. Just we'll wait for maybe some time. It depends on the net connectivity. It will take some time. We'll be able to see. Still buffering, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Leverage structure.
Okay, leverage structure you have seen. Okay, okay. All of you. Acha. You are Meghna, no? Who is
Yes, sir.
talking? Meghna. Rosalie, you are also
Yes, sir.
seeing it. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Acha. Uh, Now you see leverage structure. We have understood. By seeing the structure, you will be able to tell me the formula. Is it not? What is the formula for OL? You tell me.
Contribution by
Contribution
PBIT.
divided by PBIT.
PBIT. Okay. And this PBIT can also be called as EBIT. That is profit before interest and taxes or earning before interest and taxes. Okay. And you see this EBIT is nothing but operating profit. Okay. This can be also called as the operating profit. You may take a note. PBIT is also referred to as operating profit. Okay. This note earlier it was not there, but you have to understand. So sometimes in some books or in a study material somewhere, some places you can find it is written contribution by PBIT or contribution by operating profit. We need to remember PBIT is also the operating profit because here all operating variable cost and operating fixed costs are deducted. After that, we are getting operating profit. After that, these are financial costs. Okay, then we'll be after adjusting financial cost, we'll be getting profit before tax, profit after tax, etc. But this is called operating profit. Okay, so in some question, instead of PBIT, operating profit is given, so you should not be confused. Okay, is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Now one more concept again we have to understand, right? Okay, if contribution and PBIT or operating profit also not given, but changes are given. That means changes in contribution, changes in PBIT are also given. And that is given in percentage. That means changes in contribution 10%, changes in PBIT, let us say 20%, like this. Then also we can apply the formula. Okay, these changes are also ratio. Right? It says changes in contribution, let us say 50. Sorry, let us say changes in contribution is 10% and changes in PBIT is 20%. Then also we can calculate OL by dividing 10 by 20. Okay, 10 by 20 means 1 by 2 or 0.5.
Yes, sir.
Leverage is 0.5. Okay, when I say leverage 0.5, that means its contribution increases 10%, PBIT will increase by 5%. Or contribution increase by 20%, PBIT will increase by 10% because leverage is 0.5. Understood? So that you have to understand that if this is not there, let us say contribution figures are not there, but change percentage are also there, change percentages are there, then also you can compute percentage of change in contribution divided by percentage change in PBIT. Similarly, financial leverage also you can compute by doing this thing, percentage change in PBIT or percentage change in operating profit divided by percentage change in PBIT. ठीक है? Understood?
सर बट
No, sir.
डिग्री ऑफ लिवरेज फॉर्मूला यहाँ पे थोड़ा अलग दिया हुआ है.
हाँ, एक मिनट पहले समझ लो एक चीज, जो बेसिक चीज बता रहा हूँ, फिर आप बोलेंगे, ठीक है? अच्छा, अब क्या, अब
Yes,
फॉर्मूला
sir.
अभी समझ में आ रहा है तो परसेंटेज चेंज इन कंट्रीब्यूशन,
Yes.
परसेंटेज चेंज इन ईबीआईटी और परसेंटेज चेंज इन PBIT डिवाइडेड बाय परसेंटेज चेंज इन PBT, ये भी हो सकता है, ठीक है। सिमिलरली टोटल लीवरेज हम कर
Yes.
सकते हैं, टोटल लीवरेज इज व्हाट, कंट्रीब्यूशन बाय PBT,
Yes, sir.
इट कैन बी परसेंटेज
Yes, sir.
चेंज इन कंट्रीब्यूशन डिवाइडेड बाय परसेंटेज चेंज इन PBT, वो भी हो सकता
Yes, sir.
है, ओके, वो भी हो सकता है। यहाँ तक आप समझ गए। अब
Yes, sir.
one more thing I am telling you,
Yes, sir.
this you see sales, variable cost, contribution, all three things are directly proportional, मतलब ये 10% बढ़ेगा, मतलब ये भी 10% बढ़ेगा, ये भी 10% बढ़ेगा, always all of them are variable, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay। सपोज आपको परसेंटेज ऑफ चेंज इन कंट्रीब्यूशन भी नहीं दिया गया, बस परसेंटेज ऑफ चेंज इन सेल्स दिया गया, तब भी चलेगा, क्योंकि सेल्स का चेंज जितनी परसेंटेज में होगा, कंट्रीब्यूशन का चेंज भी उतनी ही परसेंटेज में होगा, ठीक है। सो OL I can say contribution by PBIT or percentage change percentage in contribution by change percentage in PBIT or change percentage in sale divided by change percentage in PBIT. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Because contribution and sales
Yes,
are
sir.
directly proportional. Sales 10% बढ़ेगा तो contribution 10% बढ़ेगा। कल हम ट्राई करके देखें एग्जाम्पल। Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, what has happened? Some additional formulas are given in your study material. First is degree of operating leverages. If you see your study material, there is our normal formula is there, but one additional formula is there. Degree of operating leverage is percentage change in EBIT divided by percentage change in sales. But this percentage change in sales is same as percentage change in contribution. अगर sales नहीं है, आप contribution को भी ले सकते हैं, ठीक है, because same percentage का change होगा, ओके। एंड EBIT अगर नहीं दिया गया और ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट दिया गया, तब भी आप ले सकते हैं, ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड। नाउ रोजाली, नाउ यू टेल मी, इज इट क्लियर टू यू और स्टिल सम डाउट इज देयर?
सर आप बोले थे कि डिग्री ऑफ लिवरेज एंड नॉर्मल लिवरेज इज सेम थिंग, बट हियर डिग्री ऑफ लिवरेज इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू नॉर्मल लिवरेज, उल्टा आ रहा है ना फॉर्मूला।
कहाँ आपने देखा, कहाँ लिखा है?
नॉर्मल ऑपरेटिंग लिवरेज का फॉर्मूला ये है ना, कंट्रीब्यूशन बाय ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट, लेकिन
कंट्रीब्यूशन
डिग्री ऑफ EBIT
ओके,
नॉर्मल ऑयल, लेकिन यहाँ पे ऑपरेटिंग डिग्री ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग लिवरेज इज इक्वल्स टू परसेंटेज चेंज इन EBIT बाय परसेंटेज चेंज इन सेल्स,
हाँ हाँ,
उल्टा आ रहा है।
डिग्री कैलकुलेट, अब लिवरेज अगर कैलकुलेट करेंगे, ओके, लिवरेज कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो इसे कंट्रीब्यूशन बाय PBIT, और इसका इफेक्ट कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो उसको उल्टा कर सकते हैं आप, ओके। आपको फिर दोबारा मैं दिखाता हूँ। अच्छा, आप इसी की बात कर रहे हो कि आपका हिसाब से when we say degree of operating leverage, that means what? We are calculating its effect, ठीक है।
यस सर।
So effect calculation करने के लिए वो रिवर्स होगा, परसेंटेज ऑफ चेंज इन EBIT डिवाइडेड बाय परसेंटेज ऑफ चेंज इन सेल्स। फर्स्ट आप समझ लीजिए, सपोज ये देखिए, सपोज आप देखिए, सपोज ए कंट्रीब्यूशन इज 100, PBIT इज 50, ओके।
यस सर।
सो आपका कितनी होगा OL? 100 by 50, 2,
2। यस सर।
2 का मतलब क्या है? अगर आई एम सेइंग 2, इसका मतलब कंट्रीब्यूशन अगर 10% बढ़ेगा और PBIT कितनी परसेंट बढ़ेगा? 20% बढ़ेगा।
5 20 कैसे हो सकता है? 5 तो होगा ना।
5
10 by 5 इज
नहीं, यू सी, वो देखिए, ये है कंट्रीब्यूशन, आई टोल्ड यू कंट्रीब्यूशन लेट अस से 10, ओके, और कंट्रीब्यूशन लेट अस से 20, PBIT इज 10,
यस सर।
ओके, उससे कम होगा ना, तो व्हाट इज OL? OL इज 2. ओके, OL 2 का मतलब क्या है?
Yeah.
OL 2 means if contribution increases by 10%, what will happen to the PBIT?
It will increase by 20%.
20%. Okay, that you need to understand. It will increase by 20%. That's we have tried.
Sir, but PBIT always less than the contribution.
Normally, because PBIT is less than PBIT has to be deducted with from this contribution. You have to deduct operating cost. So PBIT will be always lower than contribution,
Yes, sir.
or it may be same with contribution. If operating fixed cost is nil, it can be same with contribution.
Then ये कैसे 20% increase हो सकता है?
कैसे हो सकता है? ये हमने ट्राई करके दिखा था ना एक
PBIT.
क्वेश्चन में। एक क्वेश्चन में हम दिखा था ना कैसे इंक्रीज करके हो सकता है। ये जो क्वेश्चन हमने किए थे, राइट? सेल्स लेटर से 10% बढ़ा। आर यू एबल टू सी दिस?
Yes, sir.
ओके,
Yes, sir.
सेल्स जब 10% बढ़ा था, पीबीआईटी 13.33 बढ़ा था। क्यों 13.33 बढ़ा था? क्योंकि ओएल था 1.33।
Yes, sir.
अगर ये
Yes, sir.
अगर ओएल अगर 2 होता तो कितनी बढ़ता? ये 20% बढ़ता।
20.
अब
Yes, sir.
0.5 नहीं, ये 20% बढ़ेगा।
Yes, sir.
आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes, sir.
Okay, once again I will explain you. Once again I will explain you. But before that, you had one more doubt. अब फिर उस भी क्लैरिफाई कर देता हूँ। फिर again we'll talk about this in our next class. नेक्स्ट आपका जो डाउट था, ये जो अच्छा ये भी आपने एक फोटो खींच के मेरे को भेजा था कि ये कैसे होगा, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
ये वाला पर इफेक्ट ऑफ
Yes,
ऑपरेटिंग
sir.
लेवरेज, ठीक है? ये समझने में शायद थोड़ा
Yes, sir.
मिस्टेक है, समझने में आपका ये देख लीजिए आप। ये जो एग्जैक्टली आपने स्टडी मटेरियल से फोटो खींच के मेरे को भेजा था, हाउ दिस इज पॉसिबल, व्हाट इज
Yes,
दिस
sir.
सिचुएशन इफ परसेंटेजेस चेंज। ओके, ठीक है। if this
Yearly.
is, we'll read from here. If EBIT increase, return on equity will increase. Fine, that's fact.
Yes, sir.
Operating leverage
Yes, sir.
indicates how EBIT will change if sales change. That also we are agreeing. Operating leverage, what it
Yes,
says, if
sir.
sales change, what will happen to the EBIT? Or if contribution change, what will
Yes,
happen
sir.
to the EBIT? Because contribution and sales are directly
Right.
proportional, right? Suppose
Yes, sir.
suppose जैसे आपको
Yes,
अभी
sir.
बोला, अगर sales increase होता है 10% and OL is 2, तो क्या होगा EBIT में? 20% होगा,
20%.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Now the exactly this particular thing is there in a study material. 2:1 ratio of operating leverage means what? 100% increase in sales will increase EBIT by 200%. Same thing वही तो बोल रहा है। ये 10% की 20% में बोल रहा हूँ, तो 100% increase will increase EBIT by 200%. This is written in the study material. That is right.
Yes,
What
sir.
you have done is that when you
So
are
मैं बोल रही हूँ कि
नहीं, आप उसको उल्टा कैलकुलेशन किए। आपने मेरे को जो भेजे हैं, व्हाट यू हैव डन, जो पेंसिल में लिखे हैं, इसको आपने 2:1 को 1/2 1:2 लिखे हैं, दैट इज कमिंग टू 0.5. But if you read the study material, this is what exactly written. 2:1 ratio of operating leverage means 100% increase in sales will increase EBIT by 200%. Are you agreeing with this, or still some confusion?
no. सर अगर 2:1 होता है तो मतलब ऊपर जो होगा उसको 2
2:1 means
समझ
what?
में
2 is
जाएगा.
to 1. 2:1 means what? Man, 2/1.
Yes, sir.
2/1 means 2.
That.
Is it not? 2/1 is 2. That means
Yes,
OL is 2. Operating leverage is 2. Okay.
sir. Yes,
Operating
sir.
OL is 2. That's why if 100% increase in sales, EBIT will increase by 200%.
सेल्स तो ऊपर रहता है ना, वो सेल्स बाय EBIT.
Sales by EBIT.
OL is equal by EBIT. तो OL is equals to 2/1. तो सेल्स इज इक्वल टू 2 होगा तो EBIT 1 होगा. मैं ऐसा बोल रही हूँ.
ये आपको किसने बोला कि सेल्स बाय ईबीआईटी है? सेल्स बाय ईबीआईटी
Formula
नहीं है, नहीं. That's why you are not understanding, no? The formula for EBIT is, formula for OL is
contribute
OL's contribution by
EBIT.
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 Okay. I am saying if contribution figures are not there or EBIT figures are not there, then what you can do? Percentage change of contribution by percentage change in EBIT. सेल्स फिगर का साथ नहीं कर सकता. सेल्स फिगर का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन का जो चेंज परसेंटेज होता है, और परसेंटेज चेंज इन कंट्रीब्यूशन की जगह आप ले सकते हैं परसेंटेज चेंज इन सेल्स.
Sale.
नॉट सेल्स का फिगर लेने से कैलकुलेशन नहीं होगा. ओके. सेल्स का
Yes.
जो चेंजेस
Yes.
होता है उसका परसेंटेज डिवाइडेड बाय ईबीआईटी का जो चेंजेस उसको परसेंटेज आप लेंगे, तभी भी सेम रिजल्ट निकलेगा.
Yes, sir.
आर यू गेटिंग नाउ? So you
Yes, sir.
don't think that 2 by 1 means sales is 2, EBIT is 1. No. This means sales changes, let us say 2%, EBIT changes 1%. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting? You once
Yes.
again go through it.
Yes.
Still you have some doubt, then we will specifically address that issue. This is of course good that you are raising that issue. This is quite fundamental. So okay. So this is okay. What is written in the study material, it is okay. What I only find possibly there is only one printing mistake in the study material. जब working capital का हम calculate कर रहे थे, आज जो हम किए हैं, this again raise some doubt in your mind. अच्छा, here you take it carefully. Are you able to see this slide?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Working capital leverage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here you see what is the formula here? Current asset divided by.
Total asset minus change in current
Ah,
asset.
but when you read your study material, instead of minus, it has been printed as plus. Okay. So that is a printing mistake. Several places I am finding that printing mistake is there. So don't worry about this. You should not get confused. This part there is a printing mistake in the study material, but the other part study material is correctly written the things. ठीक है, ये आप चेक कर लीजिए, यहाँ आपको कोई कंफ्यूजन होना नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है. And the
Yes, sir.
other parts जो
Yes, sir.
आपका फिर doubt है, the degree of operating leverage, degree of financial leverage, again you read the study material, read again and again. Still, if you are having some doubt, we'll be addressing it in our next class.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other query you are having?
Yes.
So, in case at all you will be
No,
having
sir.
this kind of queries, specific queries, naturally it is obvious. It is also good that you should have this kind of query. If you are having, then follow the same process. So, send your query through WhatsApp. I'll be addressing it in the class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, we'll wind up our today's show. So, tomorrow again we'll catch up around same time. Thank you very, very much. Anybody have any other doubt? Specific doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow we'll be starting our new chapter, cost of capital. Thanks a lot.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.